Welcome back to the Passport to Crime podcast, where we unravel crime stories that cross borders, shock nations, and leave unanswered questions. I'm your host, Oakley, and today we're diving into a devastating case that rocked both the UK and New Zealand, the murder of Grace Millane. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. The cases discussed on this podcast are based on real events and may contain graphic details. Listener discretion is advised. My mission here is not to sensationalise these tragedies, but rather to examine them with respect and clarity and an investigative mindset. These are real lives, real stories, and real consequences. With that in mind, let's begin. So who was Grace Millane? Grace Millane was a 21-year-old British backpacker, fresh out of university and eager to explore the world. Like many young travellers, she had mapped out a solo adventure, starting in South America before heading to New Zealand in late 2018. She was outgoing, kind-hearted, and full of excitement for what lay ahead. She shared her experiences online, posting travel updates and photographs. But what was supposed to be a dream journey soon took a dark and tragic turn. December 1st, 2018. The last night. Grace arrived in Auckland, one of New Zealand's largest cities, known for its vibrant atmosphere and stunning landscapes. While staying at a backpacker hostel, she connected with Jesse Kempson, a 26-year-old New Zealander, through Tinder, a dating app widely used for casual meetups. They agreed to meet for drinks that evening. Security cameras captured footage of their date, showing them laughing, chatting and walking together through Auckland's busy streets from the outside. Nothing seemed amiss. Then, she accompanied Kempson back to his hotel room at City Life Hotel, and that was the last time anyone saw her alive. The disappearance and alarm bells. The next day, December 2nd, marked Grace's 22nd birthday. But unlike previous birthdays, this one came with silence. She didn't update social media. She didn't reply to messages. She didn't contact her family. This was out of character, and her loved ones immediately sensed something was wrong. Concern turned to panic when Grace missed a scheduled call with her parents, something she had promised not to forget. By December 5th, the New Zealand police declared Grace missing, launching an extensive investigation. Then we move on to the chilling discovery. Detectives quickly traced her last known movements, leading them to Jesse Kempson, the last person to be seen with her. At first, Kempson denied any wrongdoing, claiming they had met, spent time together, and that he had parted ways with her peacefully, but inconsistencies in his story raised suspicions. Then investigators uncovered hotel surveillance footage, and suddenly Jesse Kempson's lies began to unravel. Kempson had purchased a suitcase shortly after Grace's disappearance. He had also rented a car the next morning. Using that car, he drove to a secluded area in Waitakere Ranges, a remote woodland outside Auckland. Inside that suitcase, buried in the dense forest, police discovered Grace's bodies. The crime. What happened that night? According to forensic analysis, Grace had died from strangulation. Kempson claimed her death was accidental, saying it was the result of consensual rough sex gone wrong. But experts disproved his story, explaining the pressure applied to her neck lasted much longer than an accident would suggest. This wasn't momentary loss of control, it was prolonged, intentional strangulation. The trial and the predatory past. As the investigation unfolded, an even darker pattern emerged. Kempson had a history of abusive behaviour towards women. He had been involved in previous assaults, none of which had been properly investigated before. He had lied to multiple women, manipulating them into dangerous situations. Messages later revealed aggressive and violent tendencies, contradicting his claims of innocence. When his trial began in November 2019, prosecutors exposed his history, making it clear that Grace wasn't his first victim, but she was the one who lost her life. After weeks of testimony, the jury took just 5 hours to reach a verdict. Jesse Kempson was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 17 years. The aftermath, why this case shook the world? Grace's murder sent shockwaves through New Zealand and the UK. Her story became a global conversation on violence against women, dating safety, and the dark side of social connections. It raised urgent questions. How can solo travellers protect themselves? What are the risks of online dating while abroad? Why did predators like Kempson slip through the cracks until tragedy strikes? Grace's grieving family turned their sorrow into action. They created the Love Grace Fund, providing resources and protection for young women worldwide. Grace Millane's story is not just one of loss. It's a reminder of the importance of safety, vigilance, and the need to hold predators accountable. New Zealand mourned her, the UK mourned her, and the world continues to remember her. That wraps up today's episode of Passport to Crime podcast. If you found this case compelling, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe for more crime stories beyond borders. Goodbye for now.